Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Sudi Burnett. It is 10 a.m. Los Angeles time. I'm going live today. Sahar sent me your questions. Hello to everyone. Hope you're having an amazing day and night wherever you are. So let's go through your questions. The first question is, what is parallel universe? Which actually should be, what are parallel universes? Because we don't only have one universe, but multiple universes, okay? Where is it? Can we get access to these universes? Who lives in the parallel universes? Are they human? Are they outside of us or just another frequency? So Sahar has put your questions into specific categories. I'm going to start by parallel universes, and if we have extra time, I'm going to go to the second section, which is third eye. What is third eye? What is it good for? How does it benefit? How does it not benefit us? Or maybe it could be harmful. Okay, so let's start by parallel universes. For those of you guys who might not know me and just start to get to know me, let me give you a little bit background about myself so you know where I'm coming from. I'm a shaman healer. I'm a spiritual counselor, meaning that you guys can ask me questions about your life path and why are you here and what are you doing and what classes or lessons you're here to attend. Also, my background for 30 some years is about health, fitness, and nutrition. I worked as a health coach for many years, but these days I work as intuitive health coach, meaning when you guys get a session with me, I tune in to your energy field and I can pretty much tell you what's going on within your body, what's going on mentally, and what's going on in your emotional body, okay? So this is what I do, but for today, we're talking about parallel universes. When I was about 20 some years old, I had a near-death experience. I was in a car crash, so basically my soul left my body immediately. I was quite aware that I have died and I'm leaving my body. And for those of you who might be fearful about dying or when you lose someone, I want to tell you that is the most amazing experience, because all of a sudden you don't have the physical body. Your body is extremely light and transparent, and you just feel like you're lifting up, going into the clouds. So it's a super fantastic, fabulous experience. Then you probably heard from other people that we get into, it's like everything, it seems like is speeding up, and all of a sudden it's just a tunnel of light that you're just going through it. For me, the experience was once I became fearful for a second, because I didn't know what's at the other side of this tunnel or what's going on there. But also in the same time, there was this need or urge or confidence that once I get there, whatever it is much better than planet Earth. So when I got there, the next thing I remember, I was sitting around the table with a few guides, and I'm going to connect this into parallel universes. This was my understanding. This is what I got out of it. A screen opened up in front of me, and I was looking at like 12, 18 pictures. The first pictures that I looked at, it was me in 1920s, a lady sitting in the carriage with two horses. Somebody was running the horses, and I was wearing black dresses with a hat and a hood coming in front. Then I looked at the next picture, and I was a shaman. I was like healing people. I was smoking something, and it was this angelic language that wasn't, it was quite familiar, like it was my mother tongue language, and I was healing other people by the fire and all that stuff. And then I looked at another picture, and I was a man, and I was into a war, but somehow I was more look like Indian American, and I was very powerful, and I was like taking over other lands and this stuff. The next picture, I'm wearing white loose clothes and walking somewhere in Hawaii, and I know that I'm a healer. I'm doing massages, but through my massages, I'm healing people. Then all of a sudden, I'm looking at another window, and I see that I'm in Ireland, and it's very overcast, it's very like drips of rain, and hundreds of people are standing there looking at me, and I could vividly see the first lady who was standing right in front, staring at me, and tears was just running down her eyes. So I asked telepathically, is there something that I have to do? And I heard, no, it's only your present and your consciousness that's lifting the humanity's consciousness. And just by these people being at your present, their consciousness would raise. And all those things that we think, oh, we're broken and we need healings, I need to get healed, how can I get my healing? None of that is there, because as you and I know, on a higher consciousness, there's nothing broken about us. We're just wonderful. We are the whole consciousness. We're happy, we're joyful. We're these little kids who's enjoying everything. So then I asked, I'm like, what are all these things about? And my guides told me, these are different universes. So like multiple universes are happening at the same time. And every window that I was looking at, so when I was looking at the first picture, 1920s, and somebody is riding the carriage, if my consciousness at this moment tap into that, that picture is continuously happening, okay? And then when my consciousness comes to the next life, which I'm standing in Ireland, and hundreds of people are standing there, or another scene that I'm in auditorium in London, England, the same thing. That hasn't happened to me yet in this consciousness. I'm thinking, after that experience, I'm always thinking, so when am I going to see that? When is this picture is going to happen? Because I haven't, at this time here, I feel like I'm separated from that. And I haven't experienced that. Why? Because when I'm here, this life, this universe is real to me. And as soon as my consciousness tap in, tune in to this reality, this universe, my mind is capable of connecting every and each moment from my childhood, from the minute I was born, and is connecting it into this. So as soon as my consciousness shifts to me being a shaman, my mind or my psyche connects everything. Since for instance, I was born in Peru or in Amazon, and then this was my father, and this was and my father was a shaman, and he taught me how to become a shaman, how to tune into higher consciousness, and blah blah blah. Okay, so many universes, multiple universes are playing the same movie at the same time. So none of those events will ever start and will never end. In the universe, I mean, here you and I, with our mind, we want to understand this concept of there is no time and there is no space, right? Because we're always going by time and by space. But in reality, there's no time and there's no space. That means every event has no beginning nor an end. Every event, this life, has always been going. It never started and it never will end up or end itself after an hour. This is continuously happening. So whenever you guys tap into this, you are watching this time right now. And whenever, I'm guessing someone wants to go, let me see if this person, who is this? Somebody wants to go live with me? Okay. You come in live. Yeah. Okay. So this is happening continuously. Now, someone, let me answer the next question. Can we get access to these universes? Yeah, of course you can. But how you can get access to these parallel universes, that depends on where you are at your consciousness. Because as you and I know, consciousness has many, many, many layers. Okay? And when we talk about, for instance, third dimension, which I talked about, I think, in my previous life. Third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth and sixth and seventh and eighth, and we keep going up, right? So when we're talking about this different dimension, it doesn't mean that is somewhere else, or it doesn't mean that is higher. Because I ran into a lot of people in the spiritual realm, and they keep bragging and showing up to one another. Oh yeah, I'm coming from fifth dimension. And the other one is like, that becomes a competition. Really, fifth dimension? Huh, you think that's so great? I have access to the eighth dimension, right? So when we're talking or arguing about this different dimension, this doesn't mean that it's even higher, because a lot of unconscious people who doesn't understand this concept, they just think they want to go up. And when you ask them, they're like, so why do you want to go up? They're like, I don't know, but it's just, let's just go up. Probably higher is better, right? But as I'm going to repeat myself again, as you understand this concept, there's no time, there's no space. Therefore, if there's no space, it's not somewhere else that you're going. It's just happening through consciousness, right? So to answer this question, yeah, there's no somewhere that you're going. Okay, so how can you get access to this? First of all, it depends on what level of consciousness you are, right? Now, you want something to have access to it. The best thing that I know as a teacher is, how do you tame your mind and your ego? That's my whole practice. In every webinars, in every seminars, I'm teaching people how to recognize your duality, how to be aware of your ego, your twin self, your shadow, however we want to call it, right? And then once you know this other creature, this other entity as ego, which ego and your mind, they will hand in hand, their partner up in life, right? So in order for me to go and have access to different realities or parallel universes, I need to understand the machine that's moving me from one universe to another universe. So the best thing, I have done many lives about these guys. You can check out my YouTube. The best thing I can tell you is by being aware of this machine, the brain, mind. First of all, be aware. Then the more you educate yourself and become knowledgeable about why do we have this machine? Why have universe inserted this machine? What is the purpose of having this device? What's the advantage? What's the disadvantages? And then you and I want to learn not to control the machine, but be in harmony with this machine. Okay, because this machine is not only destructive, it doesn't just create or attaches itself to different thoughts or different vibration. This machine is amazing. It can do so many things, right? So it's through this machine that you can go to a higher consciousness, and it's through this machine, it's with this machine that you can go out of space, or you can, just go to parallel universes and know which universe, and then you know how to quantum jump. So nobody really outside of me has taught me anything through my progress or through my ascension. Everything has happened to me without a teacher, without any gurus. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this because you guys don't need a teacher. You don't need a guru. You don't need a course to teach you about this. The whole knowledge, everything, we already come here fully packaged. But this is like I buy a computer, and one time the guy that deals with my computer and my website, my IT guy, he said to me, he said, why do you buy this expensive laptop when you don't use anything? And I said, well, I'm checking my emails and I'm watching stuff here and there. He said, yeah, but you don't need a Mac Pro to do that. It's the same thing. We are given this amazing machine, which is capable of doing so many things, but since we don't know the machine, therefore we don't use many of its options. So basically I'm saying, let's know this machine. Let's know what it does, what it can do, what it doesn't do. Okay? Then the thoughts, we have to work on that. I have done many lives. And I thought about, I came up with this practice. When you see your mind start having a conversation, you have many options. Right at the beginning that your mind is saying, you know, yesterday, you can either have a scissor in your brain and cut it right then, disrupt it, and don't allow the mind to carry you to the next sentence and to the next sentence and then take you away. This is one of the options that you guys can have. The other option is you can be aware of your mind and the thought, but while you're aware of it, you don't join the conversation. I am aware that my mind is talking. I am aware that my mind needs to get my attention or wants to get my attention. I don't try to destroy it. I don't try to neglect it. I don't try to be nasty or cut him out or say, oh, will you shut up, or not having respect for my mind or my thought, but I am aware that my mind likes to have a conversation with me. So I stop myself, I listen to my mind. I'm still separated. You see, the whole time I'm separating myself from the thought. And then my mind is having its dialogue, whatever it is. Do you know that you could do this, or do you know that this would be to your benefit, or do you know that this is not good for you? I listen to it, and with fully respect, I said, thank you very much for bringing that to my attention. Now, when I get that, I can use it, or I might feel like it's not useful to me, I don't want to use it. But I'm still keeping that respect, and I'm saying thank you very much. And the next step is, now, can we have or keep our own space for 5 minutes or 10 minutes? I would like to experience silence. And then, because I have respected my mind or my brain, in return, as universe, whatever we give out, the universe is just a mirror, is pushing back. Now my mind is going to have that respect for me, because number one, remember, I didn't neglect it. I allowed it to talk and say what it wants to say. And then I asked respectfully, I said, thank you very much. I'm very grateful for this information. And then you can even make a deal with your mind at this space. You can tell your mind, this is very grateful, but you know, since you're so smart and sharp and blah, 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 can you please give me the answer to this? Or can you please show me the way how I have to deal with this or with that? You can use your brain. But you see, I think often what happens is, once we realize and recognize our ego and our mind, then we're getting into war zone. We just want to shut them out. We just want to don't hear them. We just want, all the practices we do is just to shut this machine down, and that's not possible. The only thing it's going to do is just going to get overactive, and it's going to get more on your case, and it's going to tell you more that you're a loser and you can't do this and you have no control and blah, blah, blah. All right? So After you heard what your mind is trying to tell you, then you say, thank you so much. Now let's give ourselves more respect, have this great relationship, and give each other some space, whether it's 5 minutes, whether it's 30 minutes, or whatever. And after that, you come into your center. Now, remember, you're still dealing with the same mind, right? So if your mind is testing you and start saying, but you know what, this is very important, I have to say that. Oh, I know, honey. I know, love. But can you keep that for 5 minutes and tell me again or remind me again in 5 minutes? The whole deal, remember, for us is how we don't become reactive, how we keep our calm and our cool, right? So this practice is one of the hardest things we can do. It's not easy. But also, when you say that, can I experience and see and move to a different realities or parallel universes, it's not easy, but it depends. How bad do you want it? If you really, really want it, then you have to start out the meditation, then you have to start doing this, becoming the best friend of your mind and your ego. You have to watch your temper. You have to watch the vibration that you're sending out. And that comes by practice. How soon and how fast would you be able to do that? It's all up to you. And I have to remind you again, there is no time and space. If some of you, if your mind told you right now, oh my God, this is a really hard task, it's probably going to take me forever. Remember, there's no time and space. Meaning, the time could be 1,000,000 trillion years, or the time can be an instant. Right here, right this second. Okay? So again, we always, no matter what way you want to go, no matter what you want to do, you always, always, always have to be mindful of your vibration. What you send out. The universe is boom, all these parallel universes, multiple, are working with vibrations. So the whole time, we have to be aware to hold our vibrations up or high. Now, don't let that again to become a hard task. And don't beat yourself up if you're moving, because you and I, during the day, we move to different consciousness constantly. You know, we're going up from the third to the more lucent vibration, and then we go more higher vibration, and then we come back down again. It's a constant. This is a constant balance. But either you're conscious or you're aware, then you can constantly balance out your low and high vibration. If you're not conscious, if you're living your lives unconsciously, then it's not in your hand. You know, this morning I woke up and I was feeling really great, and I did my tapping, I did my I love you, I'm sorry, Ho'oponopono, please forgive me, thank you. I did that, and I tapped and I sat in meditation, and then I was so grateful. I said, universe, I'm grateful to love, 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 love. And then everything started out so great, and I did everything that I was supposed to do. But then I walked out and I had a flat tire. Darn it! It's all about this, right? So when I come out and I'm in a rush and I was really, really good and I did all the right thing, and then I come out and now I have a flat tire, how do I translate this? How do I react to it? Remember, it's not what happened to us, it's our reactions to that event is the way you and I translate every event, is the way you and I translate how people are or what they do. So when I walk out and I say, oh my God, I got a flat tire. Thank you, universe. I know your trick. I know you're playing with me. I'm not gonna let my vibration to go down. I'm sure there's some meaning or something, or even if there's no meaning, I know this is the best thing that has happened to me right now. Thank you. I'm not going to be reactive. I'm not going to lose myself. I'm not going to get angry, right? Now, again, let's suppose that you're become super, super angry. What do you think the next step should be? Would you start blaming yourself? Oh my God, I should do better than this. You know, I've been in spiritual path for 15 years. I am ashamed of myself. Why did I react this way at this situation? Oh, I hurt that person. I was so rude and mean, and oh my God, that's so shameful. Low, 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 low vibrations. Okay? That's the balance that I'm talking about. The minute you see, like the minute I see that, okay, I sit here and I'm telling you guys, I'm a spiritual counselor, I'm a shaman, I'm a healer, I'm blah, blah, blah. And then something happens and I'm rude to someone and I'm not aware where this person is coming from, and I react to that person. If I'm aware right away, I catch myself and I say to myself, okay, you did that. That was an event, that was a reaction, that you were reactive into something. Okay, that's fine. How could you not beat up yourself, not going through that shameful and blah, 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 all those stories, and keep your vibration high now, not to be reactive to your last or past action. This is how we really, truly keep our vibrations up. Now, I want to tell you a secret, guys. Events are not connected to one another, not at all. Our brain is connecting action, reaction, action, reaction, action, reaction. But that's not how it works. At least this is not how my downloads are telling me. Nothing is connected to the next event, meaning if you were extremely rude to someone, that event is still happening, is still going. Let me see what Sarah says, guys. Question, can you prove, Paul, there is no time? No, honey, I cannot prove there's no time. But let me be focused, Sahar, because if we have time, I answer the questions at the end, but we can't jump from one question to another. If time is like everything else, is vibration, is frequency. I am not a scientist, and neither any of the scientists could actually measure or deny a frequency. We don't have a measurement for that. I am coming up and telling you from my experience how I'm traveling, how I'm seeing this and this and that, and I know how without a physical body I'm constantly moving and seeing and this and that and into this and that, and there's no something about the future. How could it be if every event, whoever is asking this question, stay with me, if every event is continuously is happening, okay, so where's the concept of time fits into this? It's only you in your consciousness that tapping into this life. This life will never end, meaning there's no time. Every event is constantly going. So let me get back before Sahar interrupted my concentration. So I was going to give you guys a secret. If you know events are not connected to one another as we think they are, once I'm rude to somebody, that event is happening in the universe. I can stay with it or I can leave it, and then as soon as I'm living that without my awareness, I would tap into another universe or reality, and that in that moment becomes real to me. So from my understanding or my teaching for you today is, there is no such a thing as God. There is no such a thing as good karma and bad karma. These are all teaching. And remember, I'm getting downloads constantly. Over the past few years, I'm constantly getting new downloads. And we can't just stick to one and say, oh, you said that 10 years ago. Now you're saying something else. Yes, because the teaching is changing. And because the one who is listening to me right now, at the level of their consciousness, is translating and downloading this information. Okay? So, what I'm trying to tell you, why am I saying there's no karma? Because there is no God or universe who's giving something to you and who's taking it away from you because you were a bad boy or you were a bad girl. There's no such a thing. And here I explain to you guys why when sometimes people with their judgment, they come in and they said, well, wait a minute, can you explain to me how come those nasty people are rich and they're having a great time and they're going on vacation and they're doing everything that they want, and nice people don't get what they want? Because the universe doesn't give you, and the universe doesn't, that's it. It is you with your vibration. That's the whole thing. I'm not saying, please don't hear me wrong, I'm not saying to be mean and to be nasty. Why? Because when you're mean, you're nasty, you don't have dignity, you're not honoring yourself, you're not honoring others. When you do that, your vibration is lower. You don't feel good about yourselves. Therefore, your vibration comes down. And then with that vibration that you're sending out, you keep continuously attracting. Okay? So let's say that you sending your vibration is at 10. You're stealing from somebody, right? You're feeling bad about yourself. And that low vibration of badness, the 10, you're sending out the 10. The universe is matching up. Oh, you want 10? Let's give him more 10. I'm receiving 10 again to see what's going on. How do I want to adjust this? Would I like to turn it down, to be depressed, to be unable to move or do anything? Would I like to lower it down, or would I like to move it up to 20? I know I'm feeling really down and depressed and I cannot move, but still I'm going to force myself to start walking, to go to nature. And then by doing so, I'm changing my vibration from 10 to 30. I have a jump to 30. The universe is saying 30, sending me back more 30. So this is happening constantly. What vibration am I sending out? That's coming back. Then I look at it, oh, this person is being really rude to me. What does this mean? This means that I am in my vibration, I'm attracting rudeness. How am I rude to myself? Then when I realize and find out how am I being rude to myself, did I really beat up myself today? Was I disappointed of myself? Did I say to myself today that you never become anything? You're fucked. This is who you are. You're so heavy in energy. Nobody loves you. Nobody cares about you. Nobody sees you. You don't even exist. And then I go to my social media and I say, oh, glorious lives. This person is doing this. And then I get more depressed. And then I beat up myself even more. So my vibration keeps going lower and lower and lower. But do you guys remember a few years ago, I think that's on one of my, I was doing a lecture at Conscious Life Expo. And I talked about how emotionally we can, let me take it back. Let's say that you have a bank, we all have a bank account, right? So let's suppose that our bank account is being deposited or is being taken away by how we feel emotionally. So I've said it's actually our emotion. Like when you want to check your vibration, where am I? Am I on 10 or am I on 20? Did I go up? Did I drop? Where am I vibrationally? The easiest way to know is tuning to yourself and say, ask yourself, how do I feel? Do I feel heavy or do I feel light? Do I feel joyful or do I feel sad? Do I feel ecstatic or do I feel like, okay? So vibration is actually our feeling. It comes from, the translation comes from emotional body. That's why when I have a session, I tune into the density of the emotion or where in the body the emotions are blocked. So if the bank account, let's start doing this, all of us, right? Let's start by saying, okay, this is my bank account, and I'm going to go to the bank and see, if I don't know already, I'm going to go to the bank and see how much money do I have in my bank account. So I'm going to the teller, hello, how much do I have in my bank account? And I mean, I'm just making fun of this because now you guys can check your bank account. Even me, who's so retarded with technology and this stuff, I'm checking my bank account online, right? But let's suppose we're looking at our bank account and we see, oops, we are like a couple of $1,000 down. We have debt, we are down. So the way, when we realize that, a conscious, aware person said, oh, somehow I wasn't aware, and I kept spending and spending, and my bank account is really empty, is down. So how would I start building up my credit? And how would I start building that? It's by your emotion, guys. By constantly asking yourself, how do I feel? So when I see that I'm not feeling really good, then I start to give myself compliment and start depositing in my bank account. I start telling myself, hey, lovey, you don't need to feel bad. This is third dimension. It's hard, it's tough. The lessons are really, really hard. But you can lighten up, you can change it, you can make your destiny. There's no such thing as destiny. How could it be something as destiny when there are so many parallel universes? So should I say, oh, 1920s, oh, I had a really bad destiny. Oh my God, did the universe choose that for me? For my lover to die and I'm wearing black? Oh, that's horrible. And then in this universe, oh, I'm this guy that I'm conquering and I'm just a hero. So how would destiny be translated? If there are so many parallel universes. In this one, my destiny is fabulous. In this one, my destiny is really fucked up. Woo! Okay. But let's get back to our bank account. So I'm not going to get upset or sad or hopeless because my bank account is empty, right? Instead, I'm going to be sharp and I'm going to, oops, I have said 12 minutes, guys. Okay. So instead, I'm going to be kind and nice to myself. And each time I am kind and nice to myself, I'm depositing to my bank account. Each time, like for instance, for many years, I always thought, how kind and nice people are. Everybody's smiling. I love Americans. They're so friendly and nice. It took me a while to realize when I was interacting with people or walking or going somewhere, I had a smile on. And those people were reacting to my loving, to my smile. They were responding back to me. Okay? So now, you can start watching yourself, your body language. Start smiling, start opening up, stop frowning. Look up, hold yourself, smile. You know, when we smile, guys, the brain chemicals will totally change. I talked about that 20 years ago in my stress and depression CD. I said they did a study. They took one group and put them on anti-depression pills, and they took the next group and they told them from morning to night, just smile. And do you know that after 6 months, they find out the group that was smiling, just smile, nothing else has changed. These people were manic depressed, and their depression was gone. So start smiling, start giving compliment. I don't mean to be fake. I don't like fake people. I don't want to be fake. I want to be transparent, okay? But when you see someone, I do that all the time. I go somewhere and I see the teller is pissed off or angry or something. And I said, hello, you probably had a rough day today. is there any way I could do? I go to the post office very often. I'm so friendly and I said, hello, how are you? How is your day going? Is everything okay? Do you think I'm noticing, I'm hearing, and that just lift up people. So every time I'm doing something good for myself, I'm depositing to my bank account. Every time I'm doing something good, I'm opening the door for someone. Every time I go to the post office, when I see somebody is coming, it doesn't matter if it's a guy or a lady or whoever, I hold the door open for them. And if they don't have respect for themselves, if they don't see yourself big enough, if whatever, I become a mirror for them and tell them, you are great, you are respectable, and I hold the door for them. And I have never ever experienced, not one of them, no matter how upset or nasty or whatever, don't respond back, oh, thank you very much. Okay? So first of all, we're having respect for ourselves, meaning what? Meaning we don't beat up ourselves. I am the greatest no matter what. If you messed up 10 times today, be aware, look up your vibration. The minute you mess up, I said, oh, honey, it's okay. You just experienced this. Tap yourself on the shoulder. You're doing great, love. You're doing great. The next F up, again, don't translate it as you did something wrong and you're always a loser and blah, blah, blah. You don't count for anything. Be aware and say, oh, honey, it's so hard and tough here. I love you. I love you. Every time you say to yourself, and remember to say, I love you to yourself. Every time you look in the mirror and say, I love you, you're depositing. Stop withdrawing. Start depositing. By loving yourself, by being good to yourself, by being nice to others, by being whatever you do, say $20 deposit, $20 deposit. I love you, honey, $20 deposit. And by this, you start coming up again, paying back your debt to the bank, and you start getting to a space of zero, okay? And when you can, little by little, by loving yourself every day, you accepting yourself, the event, the people, every time you keep giving yourself $20, $20. But I don't know where you guys are watching me, what your currency is, but whatever it is euro, is it blah, blah, blah. And sometimes it could be that your mind or ego is going to trick you. Be aware of that. That you are so, you beat up yourself so much and you got so low that when you say, I love you, or you're respectful, your ego might come back and say, that's the biggest lie. It's okay. It's okay, because you did that you allowed your mind and ego to do that for so many years, that now your mind and ego is coming and say, you're faking it. You're faking it. It's okay. Don't give up. Look at your ego as a different entity and say, thank you, lover. Thank you for saying that. I love you. Give your ego love. Give your mind love. Try to come from love. Okay? So basically my time is over, guys. And I know that I didn't, let me see, did I answer all your parallel universes? Are they humans there? Okay, there is no, basically parallel universes as I explained it, the way I know it. Now you guys will understand that it doesn't matter where you are, third, fifth, eighth dimension, parallel universes. There are millions of different vibration, frequency, entities So it's not that the other universe is something else. You are also in the other universe. Animals are also in the parallel universes. And I don't know, the darker entities are also everywhere, right? So basically, from my level of consciousness, I am translating this. And it gets to the point that in this universe, I might have really, really, really low vibration frequency. My consciousness is really low. But in another universe, I am really high. My consciousness is really high. So who am I? Nothing. I'm neither this or neither that. So when I get really, really conscious, become conscious, then I understand that I am only a vibration. I'm neither good, neither bad, neither here, neither nor there, neither up, neither down. I'm everywhere. I am a part of universe. Thank you guys for being here. Love and peace. See you next week. Bye-bye.